Okay, topic continuation. Topic continuation. Lignified cell wall. So fibers, tracheids, vessels, their wall is made up of lignin, called lignified cell wall. Clear. Next, parenchyma. Xylem parenchyma is living tissue. Its function food storage. Food storage. That's all. Next, phloem. Phloem, another important complex tissue. Phloem fibers also called bast fibers. Bast fibers are dead due to lack of protoplasm. But compare with xylem fibers, phloem fibers are commercially very important, like jute fibers, sun hemp fibers. These fibers widely using in preparation of gunny bags, doormats, ropes, okay, etc. So bast fibers are economically very important. Next, companion cells. Companion cells are living cells. Companion cells deeply connected with sieve tubes. Companion cell has prominent nucleus, definite nucleus, dense cytoplasm, etc. Sieve tubes functions under the guidance of companion cells because sieve tubes are enucleated. Nucleus is absent. In sieve tubes, nucleus is absent, called enucleate. One important NEET objective question. So, due to this reason, sieve tubes function governed, regulated by companion cells. Companion cells. Clear? Next, parenchyma. Before that, sieve tubes function. Sieve tubes translocate bulk amount of food in the form of sucrose from source to sink. Source to sink over several meters of height. So, food direction. Food direction is multi-direction. Water direction is unidirection because water translocate always from root to shoot. Unidirection. But food direction, supplement of food is multi-direction because leaf to tip of the shoot, leaf to tip of the root, leaf to fruit, leaf to flower, in all directions, called multi-direction. When you think about gymnosperms, in gymnosperms, xylem vessels absent, and companion cells, sieve tubes also absent. Both in case of pteridophytes and gymnosperms, xylem vessels absent, and from phloem, companion cells and sieve tubes absent. Instead, these two albuminous cells and sieve cells present in gymnosperms. Sieve tube different, sieve cell different. You don't confuse. Sieve tubes absent. Instead that sieve cells present in gymnosperms. For important NEET object exam. But in case of angiosperms, all are present. Hence, angiosperms are higher living plants than gymnosperms. Clear? These are the main points to be covered from xylem tissues and phloem tissues. Okay, next last one, parenchyma. Phloem parenchyma, living tissue, fundamental tissue. It stores food material. But phloem parenchyma absent in monocot stems. Particularly. One important question for NEET object exam. Understood? That is about total tissues. Next concept, tissue systems. Tissue systems. Are of various kinds. Broadly, three types. Epidermal tissue system, ground tissue system, vascular tissue system. I wrote short form. Try to understand because we have very limited time. Epidermal tissue system, ground tissue system, vascular tissue system. First one, epidermal tissue system. It is common in root, stem and leaf. Okay, root, stem and leaf. First, root. In case of root, epidermal cells are closely packed. Some epidermal cells protrude to give rise root hair. Root hair is unicellular structure. Root hair make direct contact with the surrounding soil particles and water. So root hair pick up bulk amount of water and ions based on diffusion principle. Clear? Next, stem. The total plant body on the outer side covered with epidermal tissue. Okay, understood now? Next, stem on the outer side covered with epidermis, and in some plants you may observe small hair called trichomes. Trichomes also called stem hair. Stem hair minimize water loss by transpiration. On the other hand, stem hair protect stem from bacterial, viral, fungal pathogens. Clear? Understood now? That is about stem. Next, leaf. Leaf on either sides covered with epidermis. Adaxial epidermis, abaxial epidermis. Adaxial means upper epidermis. Abaxial means lower epidermis. Between two epidermis, mesophyll tissue will be present. Mesophyll tissue consists of two columns, facet parenchyma and spongy parenchyma. Clear? Okay. Structure of chloroplast. You know well. The structure of chloroplast: dorsiventral leaf, chloroplast; isobilateral leaf, chloroplast. Both important, right? All of you note down all these things. Don't forget. Understood now? Right. So, what is stomata? What is the structure of stomata? What are the parts in stomata? What is the function of stomata? Difference between dicotyledonous stomata and monocotyledonous stomata. These are all important points. You must focus on this area. Understood now? That is about epidermal tissue system. Next, ground tissue system. It is made up of all tissues except epidermis, and vascular tissues. Clear? Ground tissue system is mainly made up of all tissues except epidermis and vascular tissues, because epidermis comes under epidermal tissue system and vascular tissues comes under vascular tissue system. That means what? A ground tissue system is made up of cortex, endodermis, pericycle and pith. Cortex, endodermis, pericycle and pith. Pith also called medulla. The combination of these four tissues combined to call ground tissue system. It is also called fundamental tissue system. Epidermal tissue system also called dermal tissue system. Ground tissue system also called fundamental. That means fundamental tissue system. Clear? Its main function, food storage. It is basically made up of parenchyma. Clear? Next, vascular tissue system. Important. Vascular tissue system. Vascular tissues, various types of vascular tissues, their structure, function, important. Phloem, xylem. Phloem, xylem, cambium. phloem, phloem, xylem, cambium, cambium. Xylem, phloem, xylem, 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 phloem, phloem, phloem. Radial vascular bundle, bicollateral vascular bundle, bicollateral vascular bundle, conjoint, conjoint open vascular bundle. VB means vascular bundle. And conjoint, conjoint closed, conjoint closed vascular bundle. 4 types important. 4 types are very important. Clear? Vascular tissue system include vascular bundles. As all of you know, vascular bundle is basically made up of 2 complex tissues, xylem tissue and phloem tissue. Clear? First one, conjoint closed vascular bundle. Conjoint means what? Phloem tissue and xylem tissue join with each other, attached with each other. That is called conjoint. Closed. Closed means cambium absent. Cambium absent between phloem and xylem. That is called closed vascular bundle. Okay. So conjoint closed vascular bundle common in monocots. Monocot. Clear? Next, conjoint open vascular bundle. Conjoint means phloem tissue, xylem tissue attached with each other and arranged side by side. Open. Open means cambium. Cambium present between phloem and xylem. That is called open vascular bundle. C for cambium. I wrote short form. Try to understand. P for phloem. X for xylem. C for cambium. There is cambium. Here where is cambium? No cambium. It is just a cross line between 2 patches. It is not cambium, but it is cambium. Clear? So conjoint open vascular bundle is common in dicots. Dicots. Very important. Dicots. Next to dicots, particularly dicot stem and dicot root. But in dicot leaf, cambium absent. Hence, secondary growth absent in dicot leaf, but present in dicot stems and dicot roots. In case of monocots, secondary growth is completely absent due to lack of cambium. Clear? Next, bicollateral vascular bundle. Bicollateral. Bi means 2. There are 2 patches. Phloem patches 2. Cambium patches 2. Xylem patch only 1. Means 2 phloem patches, 2 cambium patches present on either sides of the xylem. Either sides of the xylem. That type of arrangement of tissues in a vascular bundle is called bicollateral vascular bundle. Example, Cucurbitaceae members. Okay, and some other example, sunflower, etc. There are 2 examples, Cucurbitaceae members and sunflower. In these 2 types of plants, bicollateral vascular bundles are common. Okay, next, radial vascular bundle. Radial means phloem patch, xylem patch. Phloem patch, xylem patch. See, phloem patch arranged in one radius and xylem patch arranged in another radius. That means what? Both phloem and xylem present on different radii. Phloem patch alternates xylem patch. Similarly, xylem patch alternates phloem. The type of arrangement of phloem and xylem in a vascular bundle called radial vascular bundle. Example, roots. All roots. All types of roots. Dicot roots, monocot roots, etc. I am expecting at least one question compulsorily from vascular tissue system particularly. Practice all 4 diagrams, their names with examples, along with examples. Question paper setter focus on this area from any direction based on diagram or based on diagram name or based on examples. Clear? So the total tissue systems also completed. Next, anatomy of flowering plants. Anatomy of flowering plants. TS of dicot root and TS of monocot root. Difference is very important. TS of dicot root, TS of monocot root, diagrams, differences important. Suppose you know well, select any dicot root, soft dicot root, take one sharp blade, make a number of transverse sections. Okay, select one thin slice, put on clean and empty glass slide, then weave under microscope, focus under microscope, simple or compound microscope. Then you may notify various types of tissues, their arrangement and all. What is outermost layer? Because I am unable to draw diagram, it is a time taking process. You recall once and go through NCERT diagrams. Outermost layer, epidermis. Below epidermis, endodermis. Cortex. Below cortex, endodermis. Below endodermis, pericycle. Below pericycle, phloem patch and xylem patch. At center, pith. Center core of the stem is filled with center core of the root, not stem, root. Root is filled with pith. Pith also called medulla. These are the various types of tissues and their arrangement, sequence, order, important. Okay. Number of xylem phloem patches in dicot root, 2 to 4 patches. 2 to 4 patches. In case of monocot root, more than 6. Greater than 6. More than 6 patches. Xylem phloem patches. Xylem and phloem patches. I wrote short form. Next. Pith is narrower. Pith is narrower. But pith is wider. Pith is wider in monocot. Okay. Cortex. Cortex is narrower in dicot root, but wider in monocot root. Like this, you must observe the difference between dicot root and monocot root. Some differences. Once repeat, in dicot root, number of xylem and phloem patches 2 to 4. In TS of monocot root, more than 6. Means polyarch. Okay. 2 means diarch. 3 means triarch. 4 means tetrarch. Okay. Suppose more than 6 means polyarch. Polyarch common in monocot root. Diarch or tetrarch common in dicot root. Next to pith. Pith is narrower in dicot root, but wider in monocot root. Whereas cortex also narrower in dicot root, but wider in monocot root. These are some difference between dicot root and monocot root. One more point. In dicot root, Casparian strips are present. Very important. Casparian strips. Casparian strips present, but here it is absent. Casparian strips are made up of suberin. It is a type of waxy material. It is impervious to water. It won't allow across it. It won't allow water across it. Due to this reason, in dicot root, apoplast pathway eventually turn into symplast pathway. Clear? Understood now? Right. But Casparian strips are absent in monocot root. Some differences. I'm expecting questions from this area. You must remember, don't forget and don't confuse. Next to TS of dicot stem. TS of dicot stem and monocot stem. Differences. Important. In dicot stem, all vascular bundles arranged in a ring-like manner. Ring-like arrangement of vascular bundle. Ring-like arrangement. Ring-like arrangement of VB, vascular bundles. Here, irregular. Irregularly scattered. Okay. Next to number of vascular bundles, minimum 15, maximum 20 vascular bundles are there. But in case of monocot stem, many vascular bundles in dicot root, only one type. In case of monocot stem, vascular bundles are of two kinds: peripheral and central. Peripheral and central. Peripheral are small in size, central are large in size, big in size. VB, vascular bundle. Okay. Look here. In dicot stem, all vascular bundles. So like this, all vascular bundles radially arranged. Right? Radially arranged means ring-like arrangement of vascular bundles are quite common in dicot stems, but irregularly scattered vascular bundles common in monocot stems. Minimum 15, maximum 20 vascular bundles present in dicot stem. Many vascular bundles irregularly scattered in monocot stem. The type of vascular bundle is only one type. All are nearly similar. Only one type. Same in size. But in case of monocot stems, there are two types of vascular bundles: small size and big size. Peripheral vascular bundles are small in size, whereas central vascular bundles are large in size, big in size. Clear? And some more differences. In dicot stem, first layer epidermis, below epidermis cortex, below cortex endodermis, below endodermis pericycle, below pericycle phloem tissues, cambium, xylem, pith, all tissues are there. But in case of monocot stem, cortex absent, endodermis absent, pericycle absent, pith or medulla also absent. Instead that ground tissue only occupied. Instead this all tissues, ground tissue only occupies rest of the all tissues in monocot stem. These are some difference between dicot stem and monocot stem. You must observe and study carefully two diagrams: dicot stem diagram, monocot stem diagram, and differences. Don't confuse. Clear? Next, in dicot stem, endodermal cells store food material called starch sheath. Starch sheath is present in dicot stem, but starch sheath is absent in monocot stem. Some differences. I am expecting questions from this area. Remember, don't confuse. Next to TS of dicot leaf. Dicot leaf and monocot leaf. Differences. Dicot leaf also called dorsiventral leaf. Monocot leaf also called isobilateral leaf. Observe two diagrams. Differences. Next, in TS of dicot leaf, the size of the vascular bundle is smaller, whereas in monocot leaf, vascular bundle is wider, larger. big in size. Okay, in dicot leaf, mesophyll tissue differentiate into palisade parenchyma and spongy parenchyma. In case of monocot leaf, no differentiation. The total mesophyll tissue is similar, no differentiation. Okay, next, in TS of dicot leaf, palisade parenchyma contain large number of chloroplast and spongy parenchyma contain limited number of chloroplast. But in case of monocot leaf, the total mesophyll tissue contain large number of chloroplast. Hence, the rate of photosynthesis is high in monocot leaf than to that of dicot leaf. Clear? In dicot leaf, vascular bundle on the outer side enclosed with cholenchyma tissue. Enclosed with cholenchyma tissue. Whereas in monocot leaf, vascular bundle on the outer side, means both upside and downside, enveloped with sclerenchyma tissue. Here cholenchyma, here sclerenchyma. Differences I am telling. Clear? The size of the vascular bundle is depend on the size of veins or venlets. Suppose midrib big in size, obviously the size of vascular bundle also large. Veins medium size, vascular bundle also medium. Venlets very small, obviously vascular bundle also very small in size. That means what? The size of vascular bundle is mainly depend on the size of the venlets or midrib. Clear? Hope you understood. These are some difference between dicot leaf and monocot. One more point. In dicot leaf, number of stomata are very less on dorsal side, but more on ventral side. In case of monocot leaf, number of stomata nearly same, not exactly, nearly same on either sides of the leaf. These are some difference between dicot leaf and monocot leaf. Important. And next to secondary growth. This is the last concept from this chapter, secondary growth. Secondary growth. Secondary growth common in dicot plants, particularly dicot stem and dicot roots. In dicot leaf, it is absent. In monocots, it is completely absent due to lack of vascular cambium and corky cambium. Okay. Suppose it is the TS of dicot stem. Vascular bundles, radially arranged vascular bundles. Fascicular cambium or intrafascicular cambium. And it is interfascicular cambium. Still clear? Vascular cambium, that means intrafascicular cambium. Intra means inside. Intrafascicular cambium, interfascicular cambium. Intrafascicular cambium, interfascicular cambium. Combined to form complete ring, that is called vascular cambium ring. Vascular cambium ring. Vascular cambium. Clear? Intrafascicular cambium, interfascicular cambium joined together to form complete ring called vascular cambium. Now vascular cambium is made up of meristematic cells. Now vascular cambium cells active and divide, produce new cells towards center, towards peripheral. Towards center, secondary xylem. Towards peripheral, secondary phloem. One more point, vascular cambium more active towards center and less active towards peripheral. Hence, the amount of secondary xylem is more than that of secondary phloem. Then what happened? After some time period, secondary phloem and primary phloem crushed crushed between secondary xylem and epidermis. Secondary xylem and epidermis. Because vascular cambium is more active towards center, so the accumulation of secondary xylem cells are more than secondary phloem. In such a way, the size of the stem increase in girth-wise, that is called secondary growth. Secondary growth. And one more tissue, cork cambium. Cork cambium. Dotted line, dotted ring represent cork cambium. Cork cambium. Cork cambium also called phellogen. Phellogen. Clear? These two are very important tissues. Okay. Cork cambium origin from cortical cells, cortex cells. Based on dedifferentiation, some cortical cells regain the power of meristematic activity to form cork cambium. Cork cambium also called phellogen. Phellogen, technical term. Like vascular cambium, cork cambium also divide mitotically and generate new cells towards inner and towards outer. Towards inner and towards outer. Towards inner, secondary cortex. Towards outer, epidermal cells. Once repeat, remember, don't confuse. Towards inner, secondary cortex. Towards outer, epidermal cells, new epidermal cells. So due to the activity of vascular cambium and cork cambium, the size of the stem gradually increase in girth-wise, that is called secondary growth. Hope you understood. It is common in dicot stems and dicot roots. There are four terms, four terminology. In NCERT book regarding secondary growth, four diagrams given. First step, second step, third step and fourth step. All of you observe all four steps and observe difference between steps. Clear? Next, there are some terms: phellum, phellogen, phelloderm, and periderm. Periderm. Four terms meaning important. Phellum means cork. Phellogen means cork cambium. Cork cambium. Phelloderm means secondary cortex. Secondary cortex. Clear? Periderm means these three layers. These three layers combined to call periderm. Important. That is equals to bark. Equals to bark. Clear? Definitely question paper setter focus like these areas. Focus on these areas because majority of students might be confused. What is phellum, phellogen, phelloderm and periderm? Nearly same. Nearly same. That's why. Phellum means cork. It is made up of suberin, dead layer, dead tissue, outermost layer. Phellogen, living tissue, a type of meristematic tissue, also called cork cambium. Phellogen, origin from secondary cortex by dedifferentiation process. Next, phelloderm means secondary cortex. I told. Cork cambium divide, generate new cells towards inner, that is called secondary cortex. Towards outer, epidermal cells. The combination of phellum, phellogen and phelloderm together called periderm. That's all. One important neat objective question from this area. Next one. Heartwood, sapwood, springwood, atomwood. Difference is important. Springwood. Springwood, atomwood. Heartwood and sapwood. Differences very important. Spring wood formed in spring season. Autumn wood formed in autumn season. Cambium more active during spring season, but cambium less active during autumn season. Hence, spring wood is wider. Spring wood is wider but lighter in color. Wider and lighter in color. Whereas autumn wood is narrower and darker in color. Narrower and darker in color. Okay. Spring wood store food material. Autumn wood is strong wood. It is strong wood. It provides physical support to the plant. Okay. These are some difference between spring wood and autumn wood. Annual ring. One annual ring equals to one spring wood, one autumn wood. One spring wood, one autumn wood. Understood now? Spring wood, autumn wood. Spring wood, autumn wood. One spring wood, one autumn wood equals to one annual ring. The study of estimation of plant body by counting annual rings is called dendrochronology. Dendrochronology, important. That is about difference between these two. Next to heartwood and sapwood. Heartwood also called duramen. Duramen. It has more durability. Costliest wood. Sapwood also called alburnum. Common name alburnum. It is soft wood, store food material. In heartwood, it is deposited with tannins, resins, gums, latex, essential oils, aromatic oils, etc. Due to deposition of all these things, heartwood is very strong in nature and it is costliest wood. Even no insect, no fungus, no microbe damage heartwood. Hence, heartwood also called duramen. It has more durability, more lifespan. Next, sap. Sapwood means soft wood. Its main function, translocation of water and minerals from leaf to shoot. Sorry, root to leaf. Root to leaf. That is the function of sapwood. Next, last concept, lenticel. Lenticel. The structure of lenticel. Lenticel is common on the surface of the stems and on the surface of the roots. Lenticel's main function, exchange of gases. In NCERT book clearly mentioned lenticel diagram. What are the parts in diagram? What is the shape of the diagram? Remember once, study carefully, don't forget. So lenticel's main function, exchange of gases present on the surface of the stems between bark cells and also on roots. Roots example, mangrove plants, aerial roots, nematodes, nematophores, respiratory roots, breathing roots. Example, mangrove plants. Mangrove plants example, Rhizophora abyssinia. That's all. And the last concept, secondary growth in dicot root. Secondary growth in dicot root. 4 diagrams are there. Observe carefully all 4 diagrams. In secondary growth in dicot root, vascular cambium is completely secondary in origin. In case of dicot root, one main point I am telling, listen carefully. Vascular cambium is completely secondary in origin in case of root. But in case of stem, partially primary, partially secondary. Vascular cambium is primary and intervascular cambium secondary. Hence, in case of stem, vascular cambium is partially primary, partially secondary. But in case of root, dicot root, vascular cambium is completely secondary in origin. That is the main point. Rest of the point, general points. Okay, the total chapter was completed. Anatomy of flowering plants. The total chapter was completed. I covered almost all main points. It is more than enough. Watch this video properly. Then immediately go through NCERT lines, read NCERT concepts, practice assignments, attempt exam. Obviously, you will get better score. Thank you very much. Bye. See you and prepare well.